Today we're discussing iron triangles. And so we're going to discuss the three parts of the iron triangle, which is Congress, the bureaucracy, and interest groups. An iron triangle is a three-way alliance among legislators, bureaucrats, and interest groups to make or preserve policies that benefit their respective interests. 1 out of 100 Americans work for a government bureaucracy. Some examples of those would be the U.S. Postal Service, Amtrak, Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Interstate Commerce, Commission on Federal Trade, Commission on Securities and Exchange, Commission on National Aeronautics and Space. This is how they work. Everyone in the triangle has a similar interest. The legislators get funding from interest groups and make laws a reality with the help of the bureaucracy. The interest groups provide valued information to bureaucrats and money to legislators. And bureau chiefs implement legislator policy and interest group goals. It is a strong bond that cannot be broken by the President or Congress. It is referred to in many ways as sub-governments. All the real decisions are made among these three groups. Might maintain interest that might not be publicly popular? Like what? If we look in the question here we have a lot of junk food, food that is actually not something the public necessarily wants. However, as we can see, the companies that own these, General Mills, however, want you to eat those. Become dependent on other groups within the triangle and tend to advance your own interests. Provide services, support, money, information to other groups in the triangle. The best way to break up iron triangles is publicity. So, just to reiterate, what is not in the public interest is food dyes, GMOs, sugars, junk food. Why is tobacco not regulated as a serious drug? House and Senate representatives sympathetic to tobacco receive campaign funds and support from tobacco by interest groups, and the representatives make sure that tobacco farmers are defended through legislation. DOA agency executives executes the legislation while relying on the congressional budget. The interest groups provide the DOA with valuable information to effectively execute the laws. Common interest is to keep tobacco alive and keep their jobs alive. The Iron Triangle here is the House and Senate Agricultural Committees, the Department of Agriculture, and tobacco farmer interest groups, or the tobacco lobby. Here we see a FRQ from 2013 AP exam. There are a lot of errors that are made on this question. Students defined an iron triangle, but they could not apply it to policy implementation. Iron triangles are mutually beneficial relationships between interest groups, usually private businesses and corporations, congressional oversight committees, and federal agencies. The relationships within iron triangles seek only to benefit the three actors involved by pursuing a favorable policy for the interest of the group, at the expense of the constituencies that Congress and the federal bureaucracy are supposed to represent, namely the general public. Issue networks differ from iron triangles in that they seek to support the public interests, not private ones, by seeking to benefit a wide-ranging constituency that supports their side of the issue. Issue networks can be antagonistic to iron triangles, as they may oppose a policy pushed by a private interest group and carried out by a government agency. This is particularly the case in regards to environmental issue networks that disagree with the lax environmental standards pursued by private energy companies. It is important to note that different issue networks also compete with one another, as in the case of proponents and opponents of abortion.